The ringing in my ears subsided, replaced by the frantic beat of my own heart. I stared at my hand. It looked the same, pale, trembling, ink-smudged, but it no longer felt like my own. The magic had come from me. By the first fire, Zeoxythian breathed, a reverent hiss. We hoped but to see it. Kalentrak was utterly still, but his eyes burned with an intensity that held me captive. The blood runs true, he stated, an irrevocable judgment. You are a Heartstone. I pushed myself to my feet. This is insane. I'm a scribe. I catalog names. I don't glow. You do now, Zeoxythian said, a slow, dangerous grin spreading across his features. And it is the most magnificent thing I have ever seen. Their certainty was a cage closing around me. My destiny, they claimed, was to be their anchor. I wrapped my arms around myself, a frail defense. And what if I don't want to be? The quiet words landed with the force of a thunderclap. The playful light in Zeoxythian's eyes vanished. Kalentrak's head tilted. This isn't a choice, I pressed, fear giving way to defiance. You summon me here, tell me my life is a prelude to being your magical battery, and I am just supposed to accept it. And why, a traitorous part of me whispered, does the thought of it make my heart ache with longing? It is not servitude, Elara. Kalentrak's voice was softer now. It is a union, a symbiosis. We would be bound to you as much as you are to us, to protect you, to share our very essence with you. He began to speak of his true name, a cascade of syllables like a rock slide. He told me he became the unburnt not in glorious battle, but by shielding a reckless Zeoxythian from an elder's flame, his scales fusing into the obsidian they were today. It was a story of sacrifice, offered to me without reservation. Then Zeoxythian spoke. He told me Sparky was a nickname given by a village girl after he accidentally set fire to her barn trying to light her hearth. He'd been so mortified, he spent a decade mastering delicate control, all for a laughing child. It was a tale of vulnerability, a crack in his roguish facade. They were baring their souls, courting me with their truths. My fear was still a cold stone in my gut, but it was now surrounded by a confusing, burgeoning warmth, a sense of rightness, of coming home. I looked from Kalentrak's solemn gaze to Zeoxythian's hopeful one. I opened my mouth to say yes. But the word never came. A shadow fell over the entrance, so vast it plunged the cavern into twilight. The heat vanished, replaced by a biting, primordial cold. A roar, deeper and more malevolent than anything I could imagine, shattered the silence. A third dragon, larger than Kalentrak, with scales the color of rust and dried blood, blocked the entrance. Its eyes were chips of yellow madness. Malgur, Kalentrak snarled, the name a curse. The world breaker, Zeoxythian hissed. The monstrous dragon ignored them, his terrifying eyes fixed directly on me, a gaze of hunger that felt like a physical violation. So Malgur's voice was the grinding of a tombstone. The legends are true, a Heartstone is born again. He took a thundering step forward. The little brothers have kept you hidden well, but the Heartstone belongs to the strong. Surrender her, or this roost will become your tomb.
Want to keep the flame ignited without having to wait for the next part? You can find the full, tantalizing tale on our main page. See the link in the description.